Amid the vast, silent, and frozen expanse of Antarctica, a scientific expedition team accidentally uncovers a shocking discovery: a mysterious aircraft buried beneath the ice. How did this plane end up trapped in the most remote place on Earth? Is it merely a relic of the past, or does it conceal a great secret within? This discovery could reveal a forgotten history or awaken a mystery that was meant to stay buried. Antarctica, the silent and frozen continent, bore witness to the greatest discovery of the century. Amidst a raging snowstorm, a scientific expedition led by Dr. Adrian Walker was conducting climate research using ground-penetrating radar. Initially, they only hoped to uncover ancient ice layers or perhaps traces of microbial life buried long ago. However, as the scan progressed, they discovered something unusual: a massive metallic object buried deep within the ice. Its shape did not resemble natural rock formations or the remnants of a shipwreck that might have drifted in from the sea. Driven by curiosity, the team decided to dig deeper, despite the worsening weather conditions. Excavation took several days, as the aircraft was buried deeper than they had anticipated. Ice-cutting machines worked tirelessly, while researchers took turns resting in heated tents. With each inch of melted ice, more details of the mysterious object were revealed. Finally, after nearly a week of relentless effort, the shape of the aircraft became clear. It was massive, with a design unlike anything known in aviation history. Its wings lacked propellers or visible jet engines, as if it were built with technology far beyond their understanding. There were no identifying markings or serial numbers, making the discovery even more puzzling. With extreme caution, the team searched for a way inside the aircraft. A main hatch was found on the side of the fuselage, sealed tightly as if it had remained untouched for years. After several attempts using metal-cutting tools, the door finally opened with a soft hiss, as if the air inside had been trapped since the aircraft was first buried. As the door swung open, an icy draft escaped, carrying the scent of metal and something unidentifiable, a foreign odor that sent chills down their spines. Flashlights in hand, Dr. Walker and a few team members stepped inside, their hearts pounding in the face of an enigma they could not yet comprehend. What they found inside the aircraft left them frozen in silence. In the cockpit seats and along the cabin aisle, human corpses remained perfectly preserved, frozen in their final moments. Their faces appeared as if they were merely sleeping, with no signs of decay. But one discovery was even more astonishing. Among them was a figure that did not resemble an ordinary human. It was taller, with pale skin tinged with a faint green hue and large pitch-black eyes. The researchers exchanged uneasy glances, realizing they had just uncovered something not only historic, but also capable of altering humanity's entire understanding of life in the universe. Dr. Walker immediately attempted to contact the research station via radio, his voice trembling as he reported their findings. However, before the message could be fully transmitted, their communication devices suddenly failed, as if something around them was interfering with the signal. Meanwhile, inside the aircraft, one of the cockpit panels unexpectedly flickered to life, emitting a dim glow despite being buried for years. Something inside was still active, waiting to be discovered, or worse, waiting to awaken. After overcoming their initial shock, Dr. Walker and his team began examining the interior of the aircraft more thoroughly. The biting cold did not deter them from documenting every detail they found. The frozen bodies of the crew in their final positions suggested that whatever had happened to this aircraft had occurred suddenly, leaving them no time to react. However, the most puzzling discovery was the alien figure seated among them. Was this truly a being from beyond Earth, or the result of a secret experiment never revealed to the public? Holding back their fear and curiosity, the team began analyzing the structure of the aircraft, which was made of a material unfamiliar to them. Its surface felt lighter than regular metal, but was incredibly strong and resistant to corrosion, as if time had no effect on it. One of the team members, Dr. Elaine Carter, an expert in aerospace technology, began examining the aircraft's cockpit. There were no buttons or levers like those found in conventional aircraft. Instead, there were black glass panels adorned with strange patterns resembling unknown symbols. When one of the team members attempted to touch the panel, the screen suddenly lit up, displaying shifting blue patterns as if responding to their presence. The team was stunned. How could an aircraft buried for years still have power? Sensing the significance of the moment, Dr. Carter took out a camera and began recording every detail appearing on the screen. They realized that this was no ordinary wreckage. Something inside was still active. As the team delved deeper into the cockpit, they discovered small spherical objects floating in midair. There were no strings or supports holding them up, as if they were defying gravity. When one of the team members tried to approach, the sphere moved away slowly, almost as if it had a consciousness of its own. Dr. Walker speculated that these objects might be some kind of navigation technology or even the aircraft's control system. Beside the pilot's seat, they also found a transparent container filled with a clear liquid that shimmered oddly. The team could only speculate about its purpose. Was it fuel, an energy source, or something far more complex? Each discovery only deepened the mystery surrounding this aircraft. As the team worked to uncover more, one of the expedition members outside the aircraft shouted over the radio. He had detected increasing electromagnetic waves coming from within the wreckage, as if something was awakening or responding to their presence. The communication disruptions, which had previously been occasional, were now becoming stronger and continuous. Dr. Walker quickly instructed his team to proceed with caution, but their curiosity outweighed their fear. They continued their exploration until they stumbled upon something that left them all speechless. A circular device that appeared to be the core of all the activity within the aircraft. As Dr. Carter approached the device, the circle began to spin slowly, emitting an increasingly intense glow. On the control panels, the strange symbols started shifting, as if forming a message or code they had yet to decipher. However, before they could react further, the device suddenly emitted a deep humming sound that grew louder. In an instant, a powerful beam of light engulfed the entire room. The expedition team could only stare in fear and awe. Something was happening. The question was this a message or a warning? The blue light emanating from the circular device in the cockpit grew more intense, filling the entire room with a pulsating glow, like the rhythm of a heartbeat. The researchers stared at the surrounding screens, where the strange symbols continued to shift at an increasing speed. Dr. Carter, still standing near the device, felt a subtle vibration in the air, as if something was reactivating after years of dormancy. Suddenly, one of the main screens displayed a moving wave pattern resembling a communication signal. Dr. Walker and his team realized that they might have accidentally activated something, perhaps the aircraft's communication system, or even a long-delayed distress call. Outside the aircraft, the team members monitoring the communication equipment began to panic. A powerful signal, unlike anything they had ever seen, was now transmitting from the aircraft's location, piercing through Earth's atmosphere and traveling into space. Scientists in research centers around the world quickly detected the signal, triggering a frenzy among the scientific community and various governments. Military forces from several nations began deploying aircraft to Antarctica, treating this as a potential unknown threat. Meanwhile, the media caught wind of a major discovery at the South Pole, sparking wild speculation about the origins of the mysterious aircraft. However, before anyone could fully comprehend what was happening, something extraordinary occurred. The signal they had sent received a reply. A new pattern appeared on the aircraft's cockpit screen, this time more complex and longer. Dr. Carter quickly recorded the sequence, trying to identify any mathematical or linguistic patterns they could decipher. However, before they could analyze it further, the entire aircraft trembled violently, as if something was reacting to the response they had received. The once dormant systems inside the aircraft began emitting a low hum, while the floating spheres they had discovered earlier started moving more rapidly. Every sign pointed to one undeniable truth. This was not just an ancient wreck buried in the ice. It was something still alive, waiting to be reawakened. As helicopters and military aircraft closed in on the expedition's location, Dr. Walker's team realized they might not have much time. If the military took control of this aircraft, the world might never learn the truth. But an even more terrifying possibility loomed. Whatever entity they had awakened might not simply remain idle. They had no idea who or what was out there. But one thing was certain: something had received their signal, and something was now on its way to Earth.